Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. Today we're back for another crochet project. Getting all my supplies that I carried out here. We're going to be using the G hook again. This time we are working on another scarf. This one in particular is called the basket weave stitch. I am going to be using the alpaca twist yarn that I got on clearance at Hobby Lobby this summer. It was $1.24 a skein. So hopefully, I think I have enough. I have two for this color for this scarf. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. This color is blush. That's the color of it. It's kind of fuzzy. It's very soft. I'm going to put that in here. I got this cute yarn bag. Isn't that adorable? I got that at Hobby Lobby. It was $9.99. I don't remember if it was on sale when I got it or not. But it was adorable and I couldn't pass it up. Alright, so these skeins I can never find the string in the center. So I pretty much don't do it with that. I will end up, I'm not going to do it right now, but it will end up in a crochet bowl that I got, a yarn bowl, to help keep it set up. Right now I'm going to put it in the bag. That way I try to keep it contained. We'll see how this works out here. So basket weave is a play on the double crochet stitch, the one that I love, that I've done most of the projects with, but you do something slightly different with it. So all I'm going to do is take this, oh hold on, I want a longer thing, because I do plan on doing fringe on this one. Alright, so I'm going to do the double knot right here. It's awkward because I'm trying to keep it on camera. Alright, so I have my double knot. So the last scarf where we used that huge fat hook, we did it long ways, right? So this one, we're going kind of the width of the scarf that you want, not the length. And a basket weave stitch, you need to pay attention to how many stitches you're actually doing. So I like, and this is going to make more sense, but I like each section of the basket weave to have 4. So 4 times 5 is 20. So I'm probably going to do 20 chain stitches. And then we will, actually I'm probably going to do 21 and then loop that first one into the second to the, that last one into the second to the last. So we're going to go with this and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about because this will make sense. I promise you. So everything starts with chain because you need something to work off of. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I'm just going to leave it 20 because I'm just going to work right back into that first stitch. Okay, so I'm just going to double crochet on this first row. So if you missed any of my previous videos, the double crochet stitch is like my go-to stitch. And pretty much the thing that we need to remember is we wrap, we put it through the hole, we wrap, bring it back through the hole, wrap, bring it through 2 loops, wrap, bring it through 2 loops. And then on this first one, you can kind of see, I'm actually going to bring the camera around so you see my view. My view now. And this is where I was concerned about that first stitch. but we're just going to go back into this first one right here, okay? So we're going to loop it, bring it through, and this is harder to do looking through the camera. Go in. There you go. Loop it, bring it back through. So now we have three spots here. So I'm going to wrap it, bring it through 2 of them. This first stitch is always going to be the hardest. And we have our first double crochet stitch. And we're going to go into the next one right here now. And we need to have 20 of these. So this basket weave makes a really cool pattern that looks like a basket. And I love it on scarves. I've also done basically the sidewall of a beanie with the basket weave, and I really liked that as well. It was kind of a fun, unique texture. So you can see the pattern here. We're going to get all the way to the end, and I'll bring you back. Alright, so I just did my last stitch, and we're going to turn this over, and you're going to see why this is called the basket weave. So normally we go up here. When we make a stitch, we are going in this. We are not doing that for the basket weave. We are going to loop around here, forward and backwards. So the first 4 stitches, we're going to do the front. So basically I wrap it, and I loop in here, I wrap, I bring it back through, I wrap, there you go, wrap and bring it through too. And this kind of raises it up, and the back is going to look a little different. We're going to go 4 sets of this where it's pulled to the front. Oops. So it's wrapped. So bring it through, wrap, bring it through 2, wrap, bring it through 2. Okay, so we're on to the third one. Gizmo, are you gonna make a showing? Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. Do our 4th one. You can see how I'm pulling it from the front. Now, on this next one, we're going to pull it from the back. So I'm going to wrap it. I'm going to go to the back and kind of go through. Wrap it, pull it through. Wrap it, pull it through 2. And there's going to be a huge difference in the texture here. You can see the line coming across. Okay. Oop. Let's see. It is this one that I need. I'm not getting it. Okay. I can't see like without the camera because I'm like right in front of my phone. So it's a little harder to do this when you're not looking at your hands. You're only looking at it through the lens. So that is 3. We're going to do another, where'd it go? Do another one here. And then we're going to switch. And we're going to come back to the front. So that one's done. So we're going to come back to the front here. And we're doing another 4. So we're at 3. We're at 4 there. So now we're going to go back to the back. You can already kind of see the difference here, right? So we're going to go back to the back one, and I did 20. So we should have up, down, up. That makes 12. So then we'll go down and up. Okay? That was the 4. So we're going to switch back, and we're going to go back through the back of it. Alright, so we have our first row. Now we're going to follow this pattern for 4 rows. So we're doing 4 deep, we're doing 4 up. So this first one that was a double crochet stitch equals 1 row. So this is our second one. Because the end, it kind of pulls it and makes it look just like it, that first one. So this is 2. So we just want it to keep going in the same pattern. So what that means is when we flip this over, we need to keep going with the same pattern. So this is the back stitch now, and this is the front, right? So that was the front, and that's the back. So we're going to keep going through and having it grow the way that it was growing. So we go to our outside one first and pull through. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I did it. And then we do the next stitch. Alright, so that's the end there. Now we're going to come up and do this side on this one. And we're going to keep going, and I'll come back when we're at row number 4, because this is considered row number 3 right now. 4th row here, and I'm going to finish out the last 2 stitches. Now if you wanted to, you could just keep going on with this same pattern, and it'll basically give you a ribbed effect. It would just be a very long version of this, but you can kind of see why this is called basket weave, right? It looks like the basket texture. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn this over and get ready to start a new row. Now for 4 rows, we are going opposite of this first section. So I'm going to wrap, and I'm going to bring to the front of this one. And then I'm going to wrap right here and bring to the front. Because these are all the back ones right now. But I'm like, hey, it's time to rib up to the front, come forward. Okay, so now we have the 4 stitches there. So on this next one, we're going to go back to the back and pull it back. And we're going to do this all the way across. If it was forward, we're bringing it back. If it's backwards, we're bringing it forwards, and just continuing along on this row. Let's see. So just like we repeated this for 4 times, now we're going to repeat this new section for 4 times. So if it's in the front, the stitch right here, we're going to do that 4 rows of that. And this in the back, it's going to be 4 rows in the back. And what that's going to do is make like a checkered board or basket weave. We'll have a section like this that's forward, right? And a section here that's backwards. And it'll just keep going back and forth. So I'll bring you back when I have the 4 rows for this done. Alright, so we finished the 4 rows, and if you ever lose count, you have 1, 2, 3, 4. The top one doesn't count, okay? So if you don't remember how many you've done of a section, how many rows across, that will help you. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The reason why this one doesn't count, and this looks way bigger than this, right, is this is gonna end up turning inward, and it will work, and it will be the right size. So we just keep doing this back and forth, 4 this way, 4 this way, back to 4 this way, back to 4 this way, right? Until the scarf is done and it hits the length that you want. I'm actually going to be taking this with me to church today, and I'm continuing to work on this particular project. And then I might pick up on it a little more this afternoon. I will come back and show you where we are by this afternoon, and also how you can finish this out, because I mean it looks really good as a clean edge scarf, but I'm a fringe girl, so I'm probably going to add some fringe. I will say this is a very thick scarf. Like, you can't see through this a lot. There's not a lot of holes for air to get through. I mean, there's holes, but they're tight holes. And so if you are looking for something to really add a ton of warmth, this is it. Unlike the scarf, the 1.5 hour scarf, where you would have to wrap that one around multiple times to add the heat or change the stitch, this one is like, it is thick. It is very thick. So, but that's the basket weave stitch. So a couple things I've thought of is that there is a ribbed look when it comes to knitting that you don't get a lot of times with crochet. So, I mean, you could even go 1 raised, 1 down, 1 raised, 1 down, 1 raised, 1 down, and give probably that cable kind of look. You can do everything across raised if you wanted to, and have this be all on the back of the scarf and this all be on the front of the scarf. But I really like this basket weave texture, this look to the scarf. It's unique, it adds fun dimension, and it just is a monotone color, right? It's one color, but it adds a lot of character to the scarf, and I don't feel like we see these out and about as often. I also think this could be a cute cozy if you did it correctly. So I will be back at this afternoon when I have done more. We have to finish getting ready for church and get out the door, but I hope that you are enjoying this. Okay, so it's been, I've crocheted like 2.5 more hours, 3 more hours. Today it's evening, the sun is setting, and this is how far I have gotten. It is super cozy, super warm, but it takes a long time. And I have not had the time today to sit down for like 8 hours into crochet. So I'm not going to finish this project for the video, but you have the gist of how this comes together and what it's going to look like. So when you go to tie this off, now you can finish this multiple ways. Let's talk about that first. So you can get it as long as you want and then connect it. Ooh, that could be a pretty sleeve. You could connect this and create a cowl. The other thing you can do is do it long like you normally would, and then add the fringe to the end by looping it through. If you haven't seen how fringe is done, check out my how to make a scarf in a little over an hour video, and that one has fringe at the end of it. And that's my plan for this one, is to make it long, add the fringe to the end, and have it be a nice, warm, cozy scarf. But I hope that this inspires you to try something new, a new pattern, to get creative and to start crocheting this winter. So we will see you back here on the next video.